our sweet grumpy boy. He wanted more food.
You've already had so much food. Greedy boy.
But as always, I fell for his charms. I mean, who wouldn't? He's so cute.
Aww, why'd you get up? Oh, spoil sport.
But Tiger had spoken, and the kitchen was not to be closed yet. Luckily, I had something new to try on him, and that was a lollipop made of freeze-dried chicken.
Wait, you're not in focus. There we go.
I mean, I was hoping he'd eat it off the stick, but close enough. But as with pretty much all treats I give him, there was an attempt to eat it, and then he just gave up.
Don't bury it. Don't, just eat it. You just left it.
Oh my god, look at those paw prints!
Would you like an egg instead?
After a very long decision time, Tiger came up to get his egg, and I was trying to follow people's advice in how I held the egg, but it made me so scared for my fingers.
Yeah, it makes me more scared. Always funny.
And when I say I'm scared for my fingers, I don't mean that I think he's going to try to hurt me, just that he might bite me by accident, and I don't want to be bitten.
Oh. What? That's all I have for you. You can bite me if you like.
Ooh! It does make me nervous when he seems to go for the fingertips. But I guess we're not quite on nibbling terms yet. I'm sure it'll come if I give him enough chances. But hopefully not the fingers first.
Bye, baby. Love you so much. Bye.
And speaking of foxes who I love very, very much, Boo Boo is doing really well on her poorly leg. She's been getting around really well, and she doesn't really lift her paw up that much anymore. She just won't let anything stop her from trying to get some eggs.
Almost.
I think that's maybe the closest she's been to getting in the house. She always gets very nervous when I'm watching her. I actually have to pretend that I'm not watching her at all. So often when I record her on the patio like this, I'm staring at the TV. And here's a close-up of her leg. As you can see, it's definitely swollen or twisted somehow. There's probably a term for this, but to me it just kind of looks like a knuckle. So our girl Boo Boo is definitely doing well. I'm saving the clips for a different video, but she's having a lovely time with Tiger lately. They hang out, they touch noses, he follows her around, it's all very sweet. I know many of you are wondering if she's pregnant, and the truth is, I don't know. But I feel like if she was, her tummy should be bigger by now. But someone who does seem to have a big tummy is Annie. Annie is still visiting, not every night, but often enough, although she's still a bit shy.
Oh.
And that wasn't even her only flinch. Trust me, you're really going to enjoy the second.
Is that Annie? She looks so small. Oh.
That definitely deserves an instant replay. I shouldn't laugh, but it was funny.
Get it? Good girl. You got it, good girl.
So she went to run away with it down that end of the garden, and then she changed her mind, but I don't know why.
Oh, still going.
I'm a big fan of how she's holding that chicken, by the way. Another fox who's still hanging around is our funny-footed boy, Colin. So I was actually a little bit worried that I'd cursed him in my previous video when I introduced him, because right after I posted it, he stopped coming. Oh, thanks for the bum shot, I guess. But luckily he has been visiting a fair bit since then. Not every night, and not as often as Annie, but he still seems to be around. I often feel sad when I see him on the camera, because he doesn't always get food. Tiger and Boo Boo always take all of the food they can get their paws on, even if they're not hungry, so I was very happy when he got some food. And then Colin was straight back again to get some more. Good for you, Colin. Unfortunately, that was it for the chicken, so when he returned again, there was nothing else for him to grab. So I just noticed quite an interesting thing. There was only just over a minute between the clips of him grabbing the first piece of chicken and coming back for the second one. And then only 2 minutes between the second piece and him returning now. As he didn't eat it, I wonder if he's got a girlfriend out there and he took it for her. That would be sweet, wouldn't it? Even though I often try to leave out extra food for my extra foxes, they don't get it very often, and it's so sad. Here's Annie having a hopeful sniff around the patio. Like I said, I've been trying to leave out extra food, but it's just impossible. If I put out something good, like chicken or eggs, then Boo Boo and Tiger always take it, literally always. And if I leave out something else, like cat biscuits or wet dog food, somehow it always means that no other foxes visit that night, meaning that after the mice have had a very good go at trying to eat as much of it as possible, it becomes seagull food. And yes, the seagulls have discovered where I hide the food now. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not against feeding seagulls. The issue is that my bedroom is right up there and they are so loud. And considering that I often stay up until about 3 with the foxes, I do not need to be woken up at 6 AM by this. Although I desperately want to help out as many foxes as possible, well, it's just not possible. So instead of making myself feel really bad that most of the time I can't help out Colin and Annie, I'm just focusing on Tiger and Boo Boo. Because these two are most definitely my fox friends. So as long as they get their eggs, I'm happy. Even if Tiger isn't. Aw, Tiger, that was some good sharing.